One day in a Plague Doctor's Mask extended edition, you don't just wake up, you're jerked out of your sleep, as if someone has abruptly tugged at your shoulder. The first sensation is suffocation. The air is heavy, damp, saturated with the scent of herbs, rot, and smoke. You try to breathe deeper, but something is blocking it. Panic rises instantly. You clutch your face. A hard surface. A beak. A mask. You sit up abruptly. Your heart beats as if it's trying to escape. Cloudy, round lenses appear before your eyes. Everything is slightly distorted. You slowly raise your hands. Black leather gloves, thick, alien. You wear a long cloak, heavy almost to the floor. Underneath is a shirt soaked in sweat. Your hat is askew. You stand up, and you immediately understand this isn't a dream easily escaped. This is a role you can't simply abandon. Outside, a bell, a dull, heavy sound. It repeats over and over. You go to the window and freeze. The city seems deserted. Narrow streets, stone houses, mud, puddles, trash. Somewhere, an overturned cart lies. Somewhere, a body covered with a rag. And all this under a strange silence. Not complete. Sometimes screams break it. You go outside. The door creaks as if protesting. The air is even worse than inside. You can smell it even through the grass in your beak. People, if you can even call them that. Some walk, staggering. Some sit by the wall. Some just lie. There are red marks on the doors of the houses. Somewhere there are crosses. Somewhere just smears of paint. You know what it means. Infected within. A man approaches you, thin with sunken cheeks. Doctor, have you come? You don't answer, not because you don't want to, but because you don't know what to say. He grabs your sleeve. You automatically step back and raise your cane. Not to hit, push, keep your distance. He immediately lets go. Forgive me, he whispers, and in that forgive me lies all the fear of this city. A job that feels more like a death sentence. First house. You open the door and immediately feel it's worse here. Heat, the smell of illness, silence where breathing can be heard. On the bed is a boy, small, too small for all this. Next to him is his mother. She holds his hand as if it's the only thing keeping him grounded in this world. Doctor, please, you come closer. Every movement is difficult, as if you're wading through water. You look at the boy, spots, dark, almost black. You're not a doctor, but you know, he won't survive. Something inside you breaks, but outside you remain motionless. You take out a small bag of herbs. You unwrap it. You mix something in a small bowl. This isn't medicine. It's a ritual. But you do it as if everything depends on it. Because for them it does. You give the infusion to the boy. He barely reacts. His mother looks at you as if you hold his life in your hands. And for the first time, you understand. The hardest thing isn't death, it's the waiting. You go out. The next house. Then another. And another. In one, an old man who can't get up anymore. In another, a woman who laughs though she's feverish and delirious. In a third, it's empty. Simply empty. And that's the scariest thing of all. You write down names. You count the dead. You mark the doors. Sometimes you feel like you're not a doctor, but an extra, a chronicler of the end. By midday, you no longer sense time, only faces. They begin to blur. But the eyes know. The eyes remain. Every glance is a question. Will I survive? And each time you don't answer, when fear becomes silence, towards evening the city changes. It becomes calmer, but it's not peace. It's exhaustion. People aren't shouting so loudly anymore. They're exhausted. You pass a square. They're digging a deep hole. Several people are working silently. No conversation. No emotion. Bodies lie nearby, neatly, as if order still matters. One of the workers looks at you. How much today? You understand what he means. 20, maybe more. He nods and continues digging, as if it were an ordinary day. You continue walking. The sun sets, but the light doesn't soften. It simply disappears, and with it, the remnants of hope. You find a house where no one is. You go in. You sit down. For the first time all day, there's silence. Real silence. You take off your glove. Your hand trembles. You look at it as if it were something foreign, and suddenly you realize you're afraid to touch yourself. You abruptly put the glove back on, and then a sound. Quiet, barely audible. You walk toward it. In the corner of the room is a girl, alive. She presses herself against the wall, as if trying to become invisible. Her eyes are huge. Are you a doctor? You nod. Slowly. Will you save me? Silence. You feel something heavy rise inside. You've already said yes today, many times. But now, you can't. You sit down next to her, at a distance. I will try. This is the most you can give. She begins to speak, hesitantly, quickly, about family, about how it all began, about fear. You listen, because there's no one else. At some point, she falls silent and just looks at you. Don't go. You stay. The night that never ends. Night falls unnoticed. It just gets dark. You sit in this room. Sometimes you check on her. Sometimes you just listen to her breathing. Each breath is like a countdown. You think about how strange it all is. You've only been here for a day, but it feels like a lifetime. You remember your world. Clean air. Light. People who aren't afraid of each other. And it seems unreal. Toward morning, her breathing changes. It becomes heavier, uneven. You understand. She opens her eyes, looks at you. Thank you for staying. You don't answer. When it's over, you don't move. Just sit. Then you get up. You cover her carefully, as if it matters. Return. You return to where it all began. The same walls, the same bed. You take off your hat, then your mask, slowly, as if you're afraid that that world is still there underneath. But no, you're here again, in your room, clean air, silence. You take a deep breath. And for the first time in a long time, you feel no fear. But your hands, they still remember. And the hardest part isn't what you saw. It's what you realized. You were there for one day. And for them, it was reality. No escape. No pause. no awakening.